All right, so how to shoot with a projector snoot. And with these projectors, this is one here. This is by Well Making, okay? And it's just got a lens built in. You can get fancier ones where you can put like a 50 millimeter Canon lens and zoom it and focus it and all that. But it's got like a little defocusing thing so you can make the projection sharper or kind of softer, more blurry. And then it's got what I've got in here, and I'll show you. This little thing here is for cookies, and I've got a little cardboard one in there now. And the reason I have that, it's self-made. It's not the greatest, but it's a heart. I didn't have a heart, and I didn't have time. It was kind of a last-minute shoot that the client wanted, and they wanted a heart. And I've got like a million of these little cookie. They call them cookies that you can put into this little thing here. Like here's the famous. I don't know if you can see that, the window blind cookie, right? And you put that in here, right? And there's this little template thing. And so I've got the little handle, and I've got the cookie blind, not the cookie blind, the window blind cookie in here is what they call it. And then you can put that, and you put it into the snoot, the optical snoot here. If you know what you're doing, it'll fit in there. I have the worst time. All right, if you put it in the right way, it's real easy. And then what happens is your flash, you'll attach your flash to this, and I'm going to do that here. All right. And then I'm using the Godox, or actually it's the Flash Point Explorer 600 SE. I'm going to turn this on. Okay. And what happens is you run your flash through this, or an LED light, continuous light if you want to. I'll turn on so the light comes through here, and you can see here the light will shine through this, and it will shine through that template, and it will create the pattern of that cookie that I put in here, right? So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to turn the light out so you can see it better, but you can see here I've got the window blinds, right? See, I can focus it, I can defocus it. Pretty cool, right? And the only way to make it on this one, to make it larger or smaller, is to back up. If I back up, it will get larger, right? And then I may need to refocus it if I want it sharper. See that? And if I want it smaller, I move forward and I can get it as small and tight as I want, right? So that's pretty cool. So this was a heart theme. I didn't have a heart. So what do? We'll take my little heart that I cut out. It's not the greatest heart I've ever made, but it'll work in a pinch, right? So I got stuck in the little thing here, right? It can be whatever way you want, because you can turn the unit. So I got it in there. You can turn the unit, You can turn it any way you want once you get it in here. Let's see if I can get this in here without struggling this time. All right, so I've got it. I just put it inside here. It slides in, right? So now let's see what that looks like. And so I've got a heart. It's not the most beautiful heart I've ever seen, and it looks a little funny now. So I can defocus it. It's pretty sharp right now. There we go. There we go. So it's actually really sharp right now. So if I want to soften those edges a little bit, I can. So I probably could have done a better job cutting it out. I'll cut it out a little bit better. On the edges, there's a little piece. It's even so sharp that you can see there's a little piece of tape on the edge right there. So I can smooth out those edges. I'd rather have it, perfect in camera, but this is the best I could get on a few hours notice, right? I probably could have spent some more time and made a little bit nicer heart, right? But in a pinch, it works. Okay, we're using a 3-light setup. The projector there on the right, you can see a close-up there. That's going to project the heart onto the background. Now, in the back, there's an Explorer 300 Pro with a red gel on it, and you can see it's flagged off. That's to keep the red from going all over the room. I just want the red on the backdrop, right, with the heart. So that's what that is for. The flag will hopefully keep the red too much from getting onto my subject, right? And then I've got the Neewer 22-inch beauty dish. It does have a grid on it, and that is going to be the key light for my subject. That's going to illuminate her, hopefully drown out any of those reds that may be coming into the room, regardless of whether I'm using the flag or not. Hopefully the flag helps with that. But that's all there is to it. All right, so here is the shot just with the gobo and the heart. You can see it will probably be a lot better for you if you can either purchase a heart that has a real clean cutout and it's perfect in shape, right? That's going to help you in post editing. It's going to help you to get it perfect in camera. My heart is looking really sad here, but on short notice, the best I could do. I'm terrible at this, right? At cutting these things out. I just use a little piece of cardboard, thin cardboard, and cut it out. But anyway, that is what I get pretty much from the projection, the optical snoot. And then here's where I add the red gel, the flash with the red gel, just using the 7-inch reflector, and I've got it pretty much like parallel to the background, right? If you put it directly pointing at the background, you'll get like a hot spot. So it's better to put it kind of more parallel, so it's almost feathered in hitting the background. But the problem with that is, you get red light spilling everywhere, right, on the scene and on the model. And if that's what you want, that's fine. But so I put up this little piece of foam board right here. I just clipped it into a C-stand and tried to block some of that light off. It's just a flag, right? And you can see here that if I didn't have this, that there would be red light spilling all the way out. So you can see this is probably where I'm going to place the model, somewhere in here, so I don't get as much spill. It's not perfectly flagged off, but it is flagged off somewhat to where we don't get as much spill, right? And then I'll use for the key light, obviously the beauty dish that I use will sort of drown out some of that pink and red, those red tones a little bit more, and be the key light on her, right? So that's the idea with the 3-light setup. The first light is the heart. The second light is the red color from the gel on the background. So those two take care of the background, right? The key light is the third light in this explanation anyway. It is the first light in the scene, the key light, and that's what's going to light my model, right? So, and then with the model, we get this, okay? And this is straight out of camera. I did a few edits here, so let me reset it. So that's straight out of camera, not much, right? I brought up the shadows a little bit there, but I would probably do a little bit more. That was just a quick edit, right? So let me show you. This was for an album cover or a single. She's a singer and she's putting it out on Spotify, so she wanted something pretty quickly. Here's the shot that she ended up choosing. It was this one. You can see I went a little off, but that's okay. I can go into Photoshop and kind of fix that edge real easily. But so you can see the heart's kind of busted up, right? So then what I did was I took it into Photoshop, and you see that I expanded, I cleaned up this edge. The heart is suddenly super clean, right? So there's the before heart, right? Super busted up, and there it is after. I did a little cleanup. Kind of defeats the purpose a little bit of the gobo, because if the gobo was cut perfectly, I wouldn't have had to go in and do that edit on the heart, right? So I created a little more work for me, but it is what it is, right? I didn't have a heart gobo, so I had to make one. And then here's a little bit edit. I saturated the background, thinned her out a little bit per her request. So now we've got the colors popping a little bit. And then for the final crop for Spotify is just a square crop for the album covers and things like that. So that's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry about my busted up heart, but I did have to fix it. Get a good gobo, and then you won't have to do all this, right? But this is how I did it. So really, I wish I had done a better job on my gobo, created a perfect heart, and it would have been a lot easier, right? But that's how it goes. So you guys have a good one. Give it a like. It really helps the algorithm. If you're still here, I really appreciate you watching. You guys rock. So have a good one.